Hello, sweetheart. There's so much happening around you and in your own personal life as well as in your family lives. And you might find yourself caught up in emotions a lot. And that is alright. However, emotions are meant to be felt and released. Have you been releasing your emotions, or are you holding on to them so tight that it's hurting you sometimes? Emotions are meant to be felt. Why? Because they can be like a baggage if they're being kept. It's like something that can constipate you. Like I call it emotional constipation. That's what it can do. It can almost be like a poison that's gonna keep flaring up when there's no need for it. Why does it do it? Why do we keep them? Because we want to remember things. We want to know how it felt. We don't need to know how it felt. We just need to remember how it was. Whether it be good or bad, emotion has to be released. And sometimes, yes, there's forgiveness. And you can say, I don't want to forgive that person. However, you're not forgiving them for them. You're forgiving them for yourself. So you don't hold on to that anger, to that dislike. So that way, the memory doesn't keep triggering you and making you do things that you wouldn't normally do just because that particular memory has triggered you. Emotions are very powerful and they can be absolutely amazing. However, again, they're not meant to be kept. Your heart can only hold so much. If you want to feel love, you have to feel love and release it so you can feel love every single day. Same thing with anger. You don't want to hold on to it because it just eats on you. You want to be able to feel it and release it. The simple example would be if I upset you and you now walking around and being mad all the time and screaming and, cursing whichever way. I have control over you without even knowing. I basically don't have to pay rent to live in your mind because you just keep on going. I already moved on. However, you haven't, and you keep going about it and you keep feeling it. I'm using myself as an example, but you know that there's many examples like that I could throw this way. That we go over and stew it. And in the end, the only ones that are getting hurt is ourselves. So releasing emotion is very important. That does not mean bury it. No. That means it's acknowledge it. You know what? This is what happened. That's how I felt. I'm pissed off. I'm happy. Whatever the words you need to use. And just release it. Sometimes I go for a drive and I just scream in my car like, F this, F that, what the F? Like I release it. And I come home, I still remember what happened. However, the emotion of it doesn't back me. So when someone will say, so I heard this happen, I'll be like, yeah, you know what? It did. It did. How are you? I'm good. I wasn't good. I'm better now. It's because holding on to it, it's not controlling. Because if I was to go to talk to somebody else about what happened, I'm just feeding it and feeding it and feeding it and giving it more life. And that's not what I want to do to that situation. I don't. If I wanted to heal it and move forward, I need to be able to release it. And how do I release? I release it by addressing it myself. Not with the person, but with myself, acknowledging how the situation made me feel, how it ended up, how I got there, what part I had in it. Even if I didn't like it, maybe I started it, maybe I said something, I will acknowledge that and I'm going to release it because I don't want to carry that with me everywhere I go. Because I will spread the pain that I have inside, outside, everywhere I go if I hold on to it. So releasing emotions is that important, my lovely. That will also clear your window, your eyes. You'll be able to see more clearly. Because emotions control us. Let's take the control back to yourself. Release emotion controls back to you. You are the power. You have the power. You have the power to live the life that you want. Living in the past is not the answer by holding on to those emotions. doing anything like that is not the answer. Releasing is, it is. What do you need to release? I'll leave that with you, and I will say, God bless.